All right, lesson 52 in the Jazz Violin series. All right, true to form, I'm mentioning something in the previous video and then expounding upon it here. So I had you play a simple bass line over a very common 12-bar blues progression in the last video. Whether you knew it was that or not, I want to teach you about that a little more. And now the blues is something you all should be good at, I think. Some jazz players get very elitist and, oh, the blues is much too simple for me. I play this fancy jazz. I say BS on that. If you can't play the blues, you're not a very good jazz musician either. I think the blues is the basics for probably all popular music today. It predates jazz, it predates rock and roll, it predates everything, and everything comes from it. Where did it come from historically? This is not meant to be a doctoral thesis, and you can look up this on Wikipedia if you want. It most likely came from Africa, from the slaves that were brought to the Americas. And they sang their thing and influenced other people around them. It's a pretty darn cool thing. The strange thing is it's a 12-bar form for the most part. There's a standard 12-bar form that everyone should know. I kind of tricked you into playing the most common, the most watered-down version of it in the last video. And I took an old lyric sheet I found in the guitar case and wrote it out here. I'm going to hold up the screen. If you want to take a screenshot of this, I'll try and hold it steady, or write it down quick. There it is. Pause. In any key, 1 1 1 1 4 4 1 1 5 5 1 1. You should probably memorize that. Though I'll say this: in this form, which is what we just played in the last video, it's not that common. Having it this watered down. The reason for this is this. When this form of music is repeated over and over, like most are, I put repeat signs. If you're not a reader, this is a repeat sign. In between these two signs, we repeat over and over and over as many times as needed. And when you're coming to the end, there's 2 1 chords at the end. And then when you go back to the beginning, there's 4 more 1 chords. If the band isn't really sharp or if the tempo is slower, it's easy to get lost and think you're here when you're really here. And some other members will go 1 chord, 1 chord, 1 chord, 1 chord, and then switch to the 4 chord here. So half the band's on the 4 chord, half the band's on the 1 chord. It's easy to get lost. And one of the reasons this is not as common. Now, maybe the drummer could do a little fill here. Some instruments can maybe help you, but it's easy, and I've heard professional bands get goofed up there. So most bands do not do this form. They do one with a few little twists, and the names of these chords I'll tell you about in the next video. All right. So this is the what I call the basic blues. This is my term. Don't go up in a band saying, let's do a basic blues. Matter of fact, this is so simple that when I played for a year and a half as a bass player in the Shakin' Smith Blues Band, a great harmonica player, if we did something this simple, he would have to stop and explain it to the band, like, don't do the other chords. Just stay on the 1 chord here. That's what I want. It's unusual and would have to be further explained before you start. So we'll talk about the other form in next video.